Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Fatmata and this is Traditionally Inspired Meaningful Art. In our video today, I have a special unboxing. I got a little bit more fabric to add to my stash from like the most magical fabric store in the land. So I figured I'd show you what I got in from Mood Fabrics, because I'm really itching to use maybe one or two of the items in the collection that I plan to sew. I'm affectionately calling it my vacation collection. So if you're interested, stay tuned and we'll dive in. All right. So I have never ordered from Mood Fabrics. I've always felt that maybe they'd be too expensive for me. They are a bit pricey, but the quality of the fabrics that I've seen on different Mood Fabric hauls has been exceptional. And there are certain fabric types that I haven't had an opportunity to sew with, and I'm really excited with what I got. I only got 3 fabrics, so we'll go ahead and dive in. I cheated a little. I did open the box. These may or may not have already been put in the wash, dried, and folded to make it look pretty for you guys. But let's dive in. I love how it comes packaged. They tell you exactly what you ordered, and they have stickers that tell you how much you got. I don't order fabric online often at all, so if this is what's common or happens everywhere, forget I said anything. Maybe that's a common thing, I'm not sure. But the reason I was able to purchase these fabrics is because at school, our parents gave us gift cards just as like staff appreciation, and that was so sweet. And it felt like, you know, when you get a little gift like that, when it's just for you and it's not coming out of your pocket, sometimes you're more inclined to say, you know what, that thing that I've been holding back from getting, this is like free money. I can get what I want. So I had been on Mood's website and just favoriting a lot of things in their sales section that I was really drawn to, and I picked up some pieces. So it comes with this thank you, some percentage off of my next order because they know I will be back. So I'll be using the packing slip just so I give you the right names of all of these. If I can link it down below, I will. But again, I did still shop the sales section just so I can get the best bang for my buck. And if there's anything available, I'll try and link it. So first up, so blue and gold are my college school colors, and I'm just a sucker for anything blue and gold. I think it looks wonderful against my skin. And online, when I saw this fabric, I wanted to have it so bad. So this is a cotton voile, and so I've fallen in love with an Australian designer, Zimmerman. I love her pieces. They're so feminine, light and airy, and just magical. They're so my aesthetic. And when I look at some of the composition of her garments, she does use cotton voile in a couple of her pieces. I'd never really heard of cotton voile, but look at it. It's so dreamy. It's light and airy, so you get a lot of that movement and drape, but it's still cotton, so you get that sort of ease of sewing, and I think this is going to sew up like a dream. I got 2.5 yards of this. I was fiddling, trying to keep it around the dollar amount of my gift card, but I really think I should have just added on maybe an extra yard. So I feel really bad that I didn't go ahead and just add an extra yard, because I'm now starting to question exactly what I want to make. But I've made tons of dresses out of 2.5 yards of fabric. It is not sheer, but it is something that I think you could, you know, wear with a slip or add lining if you wanted to give it more structure. But again, it's not sheer at all. So I absolutely love this print, and hopefully I'll be showing you a cutaway so you could see the print in all of its glory. One of the things that I noticed was in the print and the quality, just how deep, how rich all of these colors are. I love that the florals have this like line detail. And as an artist myself, it really just seemed like someone sat down, did a watercolor painting, and then went over with like pen strokes over it. And I just thought that was darling. I also like that while it does have this geometric like box with the beveled edges, it's not entirely in a row. Like they're kind of, you know, off center. They, you know, are not directly in a row, if that makes sense, which for me doesn't make it feel like I'm just wearing a grid, like a window pane fabric. And I really like that. I think it gives me a lot more ways that I can play with the fabric. So that's number one. And if you're looking for this on Mood's website, I took the stickers off just so I could wash them. But this is the Parfumerie Gardens Cotton Voile, and I think it's darling. Next up, I got two fabrics in the same print. So one of the most amazing things I think about Mood that I discovered as someone who loves to mix the same fabric color in different fabric types. I've talked about this on the channel before if you have watched my previous plans videos, and I love having, if I'm doing like a black dress like I did in the black collection, to do black but maybe in a sateen and then another fabric that has a matte finish, something like that as an example. I had never even thought to dream up using the same print in different fabric types because any of the fabric stores I've ever gone to didn't really have that option. But when I was on Mood Fabrics, I recognized that since they name their prints, I could just look up the name of that print and then see if it's available in other fabric types. And that's exactly what I did. So I saw this fabric and fell in love. I know I said that I didn't want all of my dresses to be floral print, and here I am with two florals. But this was too good. This print for me, and again, it's lightly like wrinkled, just a really natural cotton drape because I washed and dried these, but I haven't ironed them. But if you look at this, it really looks like someone went into a botanical book. They photocopied the images. I love that in the background, you get these really soft sage green leaves. I think that's absolutely beautiful. You have some washes of color and florals in the background, and then you get these bright punches with the oranges and these blues. You have some of these rust colors in there. And I think this is a year-round kind of dress. I plan to absolutely wear it in the summer. This is a cotton voile, so again, gives you that light, airy, and billowy drape. And I would absolutely wear this like all year round because some of these colors really also translate well to the fall. And I think this is a beautiful print. Like, look at how rich and detailed these florals are. So I fell in love with this print. I got the cotton voile. I received, or I ordered 2.5 yards of the cotton voile in this print. And this is the Isle des Orchidees print in forest and mustard. They do have other colorways. Another thing that I discovered on Mood is that some of the fabrics have little videos with the, some of the representatives actually showing you the fabric. So I saw the woman sort of handle the fabric. I got to get a sense of the drape, the fluidity, how opaque it was, and that was amazing. And they do that for a number of their fabrics. And if it's not in the particular print that you're shopping, they may have a video with at least that fabric type to let you know how that type of fabric handles. And for me, I know cotton just as a fabric type, but there are cotton lawns, cotton poplin, cotton voile, cotton shirting. The list goes on. And once you start diving into that and knowing that cotton is not just cotton, it is nice to have those videos where you really understand what the difference is, especially if you can't go and physically feel the fabric for yourself. So then I got another cotton fabric type that I'm not sure that I've worked with before, and this is I think I got this, it's too many words. It's too many words. But I think this was a cotton poplin or a cotton lawn. I remember thinking I have never worked with a cotton lawn. I've heard great things from folks who have tried them, so I wanted to give it a go. And I think that's what this is. But you can see here a lot more weight to this fabric, but it still handles and drapes really beautifully, and I love that. So the colors still just as vibrant here. And I figured I could make a dress where the skirt or the bottom of it has the cotton voile, where you have that airiness and maybe on the sleeves, and then use this for the bodice or part of the sleeve. I'm still thinking and working through that. We'll talk about that in my plans in just a second. But sorry I didn't fold these so beautifully, but these are my mood fabric buys, and I love them, and I'm so happy to have them in my collection. Of course, since I was on Mood Fabric's website, I then started adding so many more fabrics to my wish list. So Mother's Day just passed. I may or may not have just said, you know, I could always take more fabric. Is that a problem? Am I becoming problematic? Probably. All right, so next up, a really nice thing about Mood also is that based on how much you spend, you get a selected number of swatches that you can order. So I went ahead and ordered some swatches of prints or fabric types that I wanted to see. And for this one, I've seen this print. So many folks have used it. It is their contoured Personage. I think this is in their white. It's a cotton stretch sateen, I think is what I ordered, just so I can see how it gives. And I like it. I think it's so bold. It's definitely opaque, but it was nice to actually feel it and see it. Next up, I got a swatch of their Enigmatic Flora Antique Navy. And I think this is also a cotton voile, if I am remembering correctly. It definitely feels very light, but I loved the colors in this, and I just wanted to see how the colors show up. The scale of the print is definitely smaller than what I had anticipated when I saw it online, so it was nice to also get a sense of the scale. Even though I don't see the full flower, I went back to the photos of this fabric, and I know that this is the leaf, and it's just smaller than I thought, but that's nice to know. I also accidentally ordered this twice, but this is an embroidered linen rayon. Yeah, rayon, classic rayon embroidered linen is what they call it. So here it is. I just wanted to see what that might look like. This is definitely a heavy to medium weight linen, so that was nice to see. And also on Mood's sales section, I had seen a lot of fabrics labeled as a cotton ottoman, and from the description, I couldn't necessarily make out exactly what that was. Like, could I use it for pants, tops, and things like that? They do give amazing recommendations, but it was one of those fabrics that I was still a bit unsure about and just wanted to kind of experience and see for myself. So I got this in. It's just a swatch of a white. All of the other really beautiful prints that they had in the cotton ottoman were in the sale section, and I couldn't order the swatches, but this let me know that it seems like it's more purposed for either upholstery. Maybe that's why it's called ottoman, like to put on an ottoman. I don't know. But those were my swatches. So I think that's really awesome that they then kind of invite you to test out, and you get to feel and see other fabrics that maybe you're considering for your next purchase. And I think that's really cool. So there we go. So I didn't already say this, but I am planning to use the cotton lawn and the cotton voile together in this Alde Orchidees print. So this is how they look together. I don't really think there's much of a difference. I can definitely feel the difference in the weight, but as far as like the color variations, I think they're quite similar, even though the voile is absolutely a lighter weight fabric. So I plan to make a dress out of this for my vacation collection. And in total, I have 3.5 yards of fabric with both cuts here. And I'm really excited to get this made up. So let's go ahead and dive into my May plans for sewing, because I need to get those done ASAP and start cutting into the patterns and the fabric and start stitching some things today.